YouTube, it's Christine with Souls Rising, and I am popping on with some more oracle card messages. This video is for all of my Cancers out there. So if you have Cancer as your sun, moon, or rising sign, stick around. These messages are for you. This is a collective message. So as always, take what resonates and leave what does not. Some aspects of this reading are going to apply differently to your situation versus somebody else also watching this video. And they are timeless. So whenever this video finds you is the time that you most need the information in it. So let's get started. I am going to begin with our oracle cards and then move over to the tarot just to get a little bit more information and clarity. So let's go. Let's get started. What does Cancer need to know at this time? Okay, Cancer, so I am going to start by showing you the cards that I got. The first card that came out is the 7th chakra, Archangel Ariel. This is my card of faith, and I'm hearing have faith, Cancer, have faith, okay? Whatever situation you guys are in right now, as soon as I saw this card, I heard that you need to hold on and trust and have faith, and then I heard that there's a battle of the wills playing out right now. Okay, and I'll show you the next two cards, which I feel are connected to that part of the message. We got hostilities showing up with that battle energy, and then happy family. So now I'm getting this coming in. It's going to apply a few different ways to different folks watching this video. I do feel that for some of my Cancers watching this, that this is a battle playing out within a family connection. So that could be your family at home, but it also could be like your larger family, like your family of origin, you know, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, that kind of thing. So for some of you, I definitely feel like there's fighting in the family right now, or arguments, or just disruption, people not getting along, people not seeing eye to eye. And that's where this battle of the wills is coming in, like different people wanting different things, maybe feeling, you know, like they're on opposite sides of the fence with some important issues. And it feels like it's really causing a lot of turmoil and conflict for you, where I feel like there's a lot of worry and apprehension, anxiety, stress over this situation for you guys. And, you know, Cancer is very much a sign connected to the home and family. And so Cancers are very sensitive. They're water signs, right? You guys are going to be very affected if there is turmoil or drama happening in the home or in the family. For others of my Cancers watching this, the battle of the wills, for some of you, is an internal battle, okay? Where it's the battle between like your heart and your mind, or like your ego and your faith, your spirituality, your higher knowing, okay? So some of you, this is an actual battle like happening, playing out within the family. And for others of you, this is more internal, of you really struggling within yourself and battling against your own ego or your own mind, almost as though, you know, your mind or your ego might be telling you that you can't have the happy ending that you're hoping for, or that you can't have the happy life that you're trying to build for yourself, okay? So some of you, this is what you want, and I feel part of you, maybe a higher knowing or an intuitive part, believes still that this is possible, but you've got another part of you where you get in your head and where maybe your old wounds start talking to you. And so you're almost talking yourself out of it or battling against it within the self. Like maybe you think it isn't possible for you because it hasn't happened yet. Or maybe you feel like it just won't happen the way that you were hoping it would pan out. All right. So the next few cards all came out like together. I got man holding a heart. Okay. So this can be a male water sign. So Cancer, this could be you if you identify with the masculine energy. But it could be a male connected to you. So for those of you with the family situation, it could be a male family member, maybe a brother, or you know, some other male connected through the family, uncle, father, that kind of thing. Doesn't really feel fatherly to me though, I gotta say. Feels more like romantic or brotherly energy. But again, it may apply different to some of you. And then community. I just really feel like this card is representing the family group and maybe the group dynamics for some of you. So, and I feel with these two cards, I really feel like this male, this masculine, whether this be you or somebody connected to you, is feeling sort of separate from the family. So Cancer, if this is you in this read, then it could be that you're feeling a little, I hear protective of your heart. And I'll tell you, this guy doesn't feel super happy to me. I kept being pulled to this. It almost looks like a desert scene behind him here. So he's got all this lovely red, but then behind him, all I see is like desert, like not enough. So it could be that somebody is feeling like they're not enough, or like they don't measure up, or like they just aren't getting enough from their family connections, or from their group. So Cancer, that could be you that's feeling that way. Or it could be that there's another male connected to you or part of the family who's really feeling left out right now, or feeling some sort of way, feeling disconnected from the rest of the family members or the rest of the group here, where it's like he's on one side and they're on the other, okay? And kind of duking it out or battling it out. I do feel this guy is hurt though. I get hurt energy, hurt. And maybe, you know, maybe the family members don't think that this is worth being this upset about. You ever have times where you have an argument and like somebody seems to get really upset, like more upset than they should be about something that the rest of the family's like, why does this bother you so much? I kind of get that a little bit popping in here too, that there may be something that somebody's reaction seems a little extreme to the other people. And it could be that they're just not seeing it from the same perspective or through the same lens as this person. And again, Cancer, if this is you, it could be that you're kind of feeling misunderstood by the family. Maybe you're feeling like they don't get it. They're not seeing it the way that I'm seeing it right now. And that could be causing some emotions or causing some upset. Then I have Angel of Love. I really feel like this is my Cancers, like you guys getting in your feels, like kind of being a little, I keep hearing heartbroken, which is interesting because there's another card in this deck that I feel like is more the heartbreak card, but I keep seeing this person, like this angel, she's like looking at her heart. I do feel like there's protection here. So I do feel like there's looking within and feeling upset, emotional about something, but also there's a sense of like self-protection or self-preservation coming in with this. So some of you may be feeling like this is so painful or so stressful that you're almost wanting to separate yourself from the conflict, or almost wanting to pull back from it to put things into better perspective, or just to protect your own heart. So some of you might be really worried either about that you're going to get hurt, or someone in the situation is going to get their feelings hurt or be hurt. And I feel like you guys are kind of pulling away a little bit. Either whichever way situation is, I do feel like it's my Cancers are kind of pulling back a little from this overall situation. Some of you, you might not be directly involved. You might be like watching this play out amongst your other family members, and you're just sad about it, or you know, it's just bothering you because you don't like seeing all that conflict in the home. And then we have Angel of Balance next, okay? And these figures are kind of similar, you know, I feel like they're both kind of facing the same way. They're both kind of looking down at their hands. I do feel like there's a little bit of wait it out energy with this, of sort of like some of you, like you may have to kind of wait things out, or almost watch how some of this is going to play out. But I do feel like the angels have it in their hands. So there is some angelic force or angelic energy trying to, I feel, help this situation unfold in a way that will ultimately have all the pieces, you know, falling into place to best serve all of the parties involved in the situation. And so one thing, if you guys are feeling a little lost with this, or feel uncertain, or you don't know what to do, hand it over to your angels. You can pray on this and ask them to help, ask them to make sure that the highest possible outcome for all players involved is served and upheld, okay? And let them bring this into balance. Another way I'm kind of seeing this card right now is that while the situation may be upsetting, that it may be necessary to bring something up from under the surface and bring some energies that have maybe been brewing within the situation or within these family members into a place of better balance. So conflict isn't always bad, right? Sometimes conflict has to erupt or has to happen in order to put all the cards on the table so that everyone knows what is going on with everyone else, and we're not letting stuff eat away at us and just not talking about it. We can put it out there and get it resolved. And even though things might heat up, eventually things can come more into balance. Things can come more into a state of peace and calm again. And then the last card is just anxiety. And I just feel like this is you guys worried, stressed out. I think this is my Cancers. Just you guys are in your feels and you're really worried about this whole thing and how it's going to all pan out. And you may be worried about yourself being hurt. You may be worried about others being hurt. For those of you who, with the first grouping of cards, who I said, for some of you that you're kind of having that battle between the ego and your intuition. Ooh, I have to clear my throat. Let me take some water. Okay, I'm just tuning in the spirit, because when my throat chakra gets activated during a reading, there's always a reason. The timing isn't an accident typically. Let me just tune into that for a minute. So there may be feelings needing to be spoken, words that need to come out for someone. Some of you might have been biting your tongue or holding something back, and maybe that's been gnawing at you inside. Maybe, you kind of, you want peace in your relationships or your family, and so you've been kind of holding something in, but then part of you is not happy or not okay with that. And so you may have to be balancing out your needs versus the needs of other people in this situation, for some of you. For others of you where you're stuck in this internal battle of will, ego versus, higher knowing, intuition, what you really, what your heart is saying, what you want for yourself and desire. This is more about you beginning to go within and really see the situation from a place of love. So beginning to come back into your heart about the situation. And for some of you, I think that means you may have to let go of feeling left out, is sort of what's coming in. So maybe some of my Cancers out there, you're sort of feeling like, remember, so for some of you, this is you. Like some of you might be feeling left out of the group, or feel like the black sheep, or feel different from other people, or feel like you don't fit in, or you won't be accepted. And so you really, in order to bring this into balance, it's almost like you have to like come more into this place of self-love. And I keep hearing like higher awareness. So you may have to zoom out. Maybe some of you are a little too close to the situation that's got you all like in this like, battle between your mind and heart. Maybe you're too close to it. You almost need to zoom out a little bit so that you can gain a different perspective and understand this differently. And I just feel like some of you, like, again, like with anxiety, in your head too much. Like you're overthinking things, or your mind is really racing, and you need to, again, I do feel like, again, that's interesting because these were sandwiched between this angel of balance, again, bringing the heart and the mind back into alignment. So you may have to get straight between what your heart is saying, what your inner, knowing is, and what your mind is telling you, which is probably more fear-based or ego-based. The mind can't always comprehend things the same way that the heart can, right? And if we lean too heavy, honestly, in either direction, we can be led astray. Things need to make sense. We need the heart and the mind in alignment to move forward. We want them to get on the same page. So you may have to really take some time within yourself to get straight about what it is you really, really need and want, and to kind of come into negotiations between what your heart is telling you and what your mind is telling you, what your higher self is, your higher knowing is telling you, versus maybe what your, more day-to-day human side is concerned about, or worried about, or, focus on, all right, with whatever the situation is. So let's get into the tarot. Let's get a little bit deeper into this message for you guys. right, Cancer. So I definitely feel like the tarot is giving us another layer to this situation. The very first three cards I'm going to show you, I feel like are real clear here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles has to do with like investments. I'm hearing long-term investments for some reason. So for some of my Cancers watching this, this may be something you've been working on for a long time, or maybe you invested a lot of yourself in, a lot of effort and energy in. Seven of Pentacles is sort of like the work's been done. And it's that stage in the process where you're standing around and waiting to see what's going to happen next. And remember, I kind of got that waiting energy with the Oracle cards too, of some of you are kind of wait and see, like right now, like, I don't know what's going to happen or what's next for me, or what's next with this situation. So with the Seven of Pentacles, you know, the figure in Seven of Pentacles is waiting to see what seeds they've planted are going to bloom or blossom. And you don't know, right, until the harvest, you know, erupts, you know, you don't know, you know, if you're going to take a loss on something or if you're going to be able to reap, you know, the rewards of all your hard work. And so that's where the Seven of Pentacles is sort of a little bit of a pause energy or a waiting energy to kind of see what's going to happen. But it does imply investment, either of time or money, some type of resources. Maybe just yourself. Thought, you know, maybe you've been thinking a lot about something and like planning for something and hoping it would turn out a certain way. And the next card we have is the World. The World is cycle closing, you know, completion. And then I have it followed immediately by the Three of Swords. And what I'm getting here with this, and I feel like it's kind of seconded by some of the other cards I'll show you in a minute, but there's this sense of, I feel like my Cancers have a knowingness that something can't go on the way it is, something needs to shift or change. And I feel like it's a closing, a finality, something coming to an end. And there's pain about it. Either pain about the way that it's happening. So some of you where maybe you're feeling at odds with your family, maybe some of you are starting to realize you need to walk away from some of these people, or maybe some of these relationships might come to an end as a result of this bickering, or as a result of whatever this is, that this situation that's been unfolding that you've had so much anxiety about right now. But it's painful. The Three of Swords is painful. It's not an easy ending. And I definitely am getting that from this card with this reading. It's like there's a solemnness here about almost feeling like I have to walk away with nothing. And I was kind of getting that, you know, before for you guys with this card, right? That this person I didn't feel like was real happy about this, that there's this desert energy with this card of like, you know, feeling like there's nothing here for me. And I kind of feel like that's where a lot of my Cancers are right now. Almost this sense of you're feeling you aren't going to have a choice but to walk away from something or to let go of something. You know, where it's like that vision for that happy family, you feel like it's lost, or it's going to be lost. And maybe for some of you, that's just what you're afraid of. You're afraid that might be the case. Okay. Could be that you've been really hurt. Maybe you were really hurt before. And so there's fear of that happening again. Maybe you're watching a situation play out and you've seen this before and you're sort of like, oh my God, it's going to repeat. And it was really painful last time. And I don't know if I can go through this again. And then the next set of cards, I got Three of Wands. Okay. And I really got with this card, it's this sense of like time is up, like time running out. The ship is here. It's time to move. It's time to move on. And we got to decide what we're doing. Okay. And this is, I feel like this is what's really driving this disconnect between the head and the heart for you guys, is that you kind of know, like, I gotta do something different. Something's got to change. Something has to shift. And I definitely get a sense of like timing, like running out of time, needing to do something, and soon. And then right after that, of course, we have the Chariot. Okay. Movement, swift movement, forward movement. And you know, all these figures in this card, I keep being shown these like faces that are sort of solemn and sort of glum and sort of like almost this, like, this isn't really what I want, but it has to be this way, or I know I have to do this. And again, maybe this is where, you know, there's that battle of wills, or that battle between, you know, what I want and what is actually happening, and needing to maybe acknowledge the truth of the situation so that everything can balance out. Hold on. Spirit's just focusing me in on something on this card. I just want to see if there's another message with that. It's like some of you can see the potential in a situation. You can see what something either could be or could have been. Some of my Cancers watching this, you might be a little bit of the idealist. Like maybe you're the more peppy or positive one in the family or in the relationship, and you're kind of like, but this could have been so great, or it could be so great, but it's just not working out, or it's just not panning out, or others don't see it the same way you do. And so it's just like, it feels like it's not happening. I keep hearing like, it's almost like somebody popped your bubble. Okay. Whether that happened in the past or whether that's kind of playing out now. And I feel like you guys are being left like the figure in the next card, in this Four of Cups energy. You're kind of being left in this forlorn, like disappointed, dejected state where you're like torn and feeling like, I don't know, this isn't the outcome I want. This isn't what I want. Or things aren't going to happen the way I want them to. Okay. And maybe you're that realization sort of settling in. And then we have King of Pentacles, okay, showing up. I kept getting with this card, like, this is like what's being left behind. I feel like this card is like the placeholder, like it's representing what you are letting go of in order to move forward. So maybe something you have to let go of in order to move forward. For my Cancers who the internal battle of the wills is what's happening, like it's more inside you, not with another person or with a situation outside of you. I mean, maybe that's being triggered by something outside of you. Usually it is, right? But for those of you where this is more that internal process, it's like you're stuck. And in order to move on, you have to bring that head and the heart into agreement on something. And I feel like you sense that it's time to move forward. And in order to get out of this stuck energy, you're going to have to do that. But there's something that you have to let go of in order for that to happen. Like I feel like you Cancers just can't get everything you want in whatever the situation is. That's kind of the running theme is I feel like I cannot have everything I want. Not everyone can be happy in this situation. Somebody has to let go of something in order for us to move forward, okay? You know, that's that battle of the wills. The head and the heart can't both be right if they're both in opposition, right? One of them, somebody has to cave, something has to give, or we have to find that common ground somewhere, and that might mean somebody's giving something up or having to release or let go of something. So it could be letting go of the ideal, letting go of the picture we had in our head of how something was going to be, but it also could be like actual physical resources being literally left behind. Maybe you're letting go of a relationship or marriage. Maybe you're letting go, releasing money, you know, finances, financial security. The King of Pentacles is a card of financial security. Now, it can also represent a male earth sign. Maybe this is a male family member that's being sort of pushed out or let go of, okay? Remember, I saw he was kind of separate from the group. We have masculine energy showing up here again with this card. But also, King of Pentacles represents financial security, stability. You know, usually it's somebody who's a business owner who's like on top of their game. It can actually represent or stand in for a business, even for some. But whatever it is, I feel like my Cancers are taking something and sitting it down here in this empty chair and walking away from it. So apply that to your situation however makes the most sense for you. And I asked for clarity because that King of Pentacles was kind of odd. And I asked Spirit for clarity on that. And I got what I feel like is validation for this sense of something needing to be released and let go of. And that definitely for some of you, this is painful release. I got the Death card, ending. It's over. Something's over. Something has to end. And again, oh my gosh, like look at this statue. This angel's just crying. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe I have to, like, this is done or this is ending. And then the Strength card. And you are strong enough to do this, Cancer. So whatever this is that you've been struggling with, dig deep. Find that inner strength. You've got it in you. You can overcome this. You can get through whatever this situation is. And then we have Five of Pentacles. For some of you, you have to find the strength to let go. You're having to really dig deep in yourself to find the strength to move on or the strength to let go of something that maybe was once meaningful or important to you. And with this Five of Pentacles, so Five of Pentacles it can also refer to money. So I kind of was picking up, for some of you, this might mean leaving money on the table. Maybe you have to walk away from an inheritance in order to preserve the peace. Maybe you have to walk away from financial stability in order to secure peace within your own heart. Or maybe speaking your truth to someone means they're going to cut you off. Maybe they've been helping you or supporting you in some way, and they're going to cut you off. They're not going to be there for you anymore. Okay. Five of Pentacles is also the card of being left out in the cold, feeling out in the cold, feeling not a part of things, not a part of the group, but it's an out in the cold energy. And it's the same thing I was picking up here, where I feel like this guy is sort of separate, out in the cold, cut off from this group, either feeling cut off or having to cut off from this group because he doesn't fit in or he feels he doesn't fit in. Okay. And that's the same kind of energy I'm picking up with this Five of Pentacles, of it's like having to find that strength to let go. The strength to let go. And maybe some of you have to go your own way. Like you have to in order to follow your heart, you have to go your own ways, let go of something else in order to feel whole and feel good. And that's why you're getting stuck in this battle of the wills inside, where it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And I'm really lost and really hurt and confused, about this. For others of you, where this is like your family kind of erupting and having this battle of the wills where, one person isn't getting along with somebody else, somebody might have to walk away not getting what they want. Maybe not everyone can get what they want. And who's going to be the bigger person? Who's going to let go? Who's going to stop playing tug of war and drop the damn rope already, right? But somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to have the power, have the strength, to bring peace back into the situation. Sometimes that means recognizing when there's nothing further to be gained from arguing with someone. Like recognizing when we're at a stalemate, recognizing that, there's nothing else you can do to convince somebody, of something. Maybe you're trying to give someone helpful advice and they're just not taking it. And you've done all you can do, and you can't force someone else to be different or to see things your way, right? So, we have to know when it's time to walk away or when it's time to just stop arguing over something that either doesn't matter in the long run, or that while it does matter and it's important, it just isn't, we're just not getting anywhere, right? And you just have to pull your energy back and decide, not to invest so much in that thing anymore. Let's get just a couple more cards for my Cancers. For those who are stuck in the internal battle, some of you have to decide which voice to listen to, the devil or the angel on your shoulder. You're going to listen to fear, or you're going to listen to your higher self. You're going to listen to fear, or you're going to listen to your intuition. You're going to let your brain run away, run wild with, worst case scenarios, what might play out, or telling you, maybe it's old, thoughts about yourself, like that you're not good enough, or something is never going to happen for you. And you have to decide whether you're going to listen to that voice or listen to the hopeful voice that's telling you, maybe I can be happy again. Maybe those good things can happen for me again. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of was feeling this in the background of this reading. I kind of was getting it a little bit with the oracle cards of remember I was kind of getting that sense of the angels are working something out here with this, trying to maybe, even though something is in conflict, or you're either in internal conflict, which is uncomfortable, or the situation, there's conflict between either people or groups of people. But that's not always bad, right? I said that's not always a bad thing, because sometimes that's how stuff gets resolved. That's showing up again. So I asked for more clarity, what else we needed to know. And they're showing me that again. But this time I have the Lover's card. Now the Lover's card in tarot is also the card of karma. I don't feel like this is about love and romance. I actually really feel that this is of karma. Whatever this issue is you guys are dealing with, I feel there's karma at play. Somebody in this situation may be stuck in a karmic tie or a karmic cycle that needs to stop. I'm hearing needs to stop, it needs to break, needs to come to an end. So understand, for your own peace of mind, understand that while difficult, the situation that you're going through right now, because it feels very difficult from this energy, I just really feel like you guys are in your fields. You're really confused and you're really struggling with this right now. Understand that the reason it's hard is because there's an old karmic cycle that needs to change, that needs to be broken apart so that things can be reset in a better way, so that everything can come back into peace and back to alignment. And then we have Six of Wands, which is a victory card. This is overcoming the karmic cycle. And remember, we also had the World showing up here and the seeds being sown with the Seven of Pentacles for this. So there is a cycle that is closing out here. It's trying to end. It's trying to close out. I'm hearing it has run its course. Let it go already. So that's for somebody out there. This has run its course and you need to let it go already. And whoever this is for, you already know it. You already know it deep with it. Okay, so somebody out there, it's like an inner truth you just don't, you haven't been wanting to acknowledge, but you're about to, okay? Because we have victory. This is successful breakthrough of this energy. You guys are meant to succeed at this. Whatever this cycle is that's trying to break or close out, it's gonna be good. It's gonna work this time. It's gonna succeed. So whether this is a cycle you personally are trying to break for yourself and break free from, or this is something that the family is trying to break free from or break out of, it's going to work. And maybe it's just happening in a really crazy, chaotic way right now, because this doesn't feel like fun energy, you guys. This feels like crazy chaos, okay? I have Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is like a bad bitch, okay? Queen of Swords does not put up with any crap. She gets that sword and she cuts stuff away. She cuts stuff out. And remember, I was getting that energy of like, needing to bring an end to something, needing to put an end to something finally. She's got her sword and she's not backing down. She's ending the cycle. Queen of Swords can also stand in for a female air sign. The Queen of Swords, she's this like energy coming in and saying enough, like enough. It's time to close this out. It's time to end this battle. This may be your higher self. For those of you who are kind of in the internal battle, this may be your higher self, like almost swinging the sword of justice or coming in and saying, enough, let's get back into harmony. We need to come back into balance. Let's put an end. We're going to successfully put an end to this craziness. We're going to stop it. Can I get one more card, Spirit, to clarify my Queen of Swords energy here? Okay, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, what a wonderful card to end this reading on, you guys. I got Four of Wands. Please, like, however this has to come to be, Four of Wands is ultimately happiness restored in the home. This talks about home foundation structure. Sometimes that means building a new one. Sometimes it means walking away from one foundation so we can build a new one that's better. And maybe that applies for some of my Cancers watching this video, you know. But you have to trust and have faith. You know, we started this reading off with faith. Listening to your higher self, your higher knowing, listening to God, trusting in the angels, trusting in divine intervention and divine timing. But we have Four of Wands here. So at the end, when this all plays out, when we finally bring things back to center, you're going to be in celebration, your victory, right? This came right under the victory card. We're going to be in a place where there's peace restored, where there's happiness in the home again, where things can improve and get better again. Some of you, I'm really being pulled to this imagery in the back of this card, and it looks to me almost like a crystal ball. And again, that's because some of you intuitively can see this already. This is the vision that you have in your heart already, your intuition showing you that this can happen for you, that this beautiful future can happen, that happy family that you so want and desire can happen. You know, and sometimes that's found family. Sometimes it's not blood family. Sometimes it's found family, or the one you make for yourself. But if you've been feeling like you're ready to like give up on that vision, don't give up on that, because that can happen. But maybe it's going to look different than what you've been trying to force it to be, or maybe this chaos kind of needs to erupt to pave the path first for it. And I was getting that throat chakra activation earlier. So some of you, this could be needing to speak your truth on a situation in order to bring it back into this space of balance once again. needing to be the voice of reason even sometimes, you know? Sometimes when we can hold that vision for peace and love, sometimes we can be the voice of reason, and sometimes, you know, we can help say enough and bring things back together, bring things back into alignment. Either way, in the end, you guys come back into this state of a peaceful home. And for those of you that this is internal, it could be coming into that state of peace within yourself again, celebrating that you've gotten that mind and heart in harmony and in balance. You know, 4s are balance, are stable and balanced, because 4 implies 2 and 2, and we've got, you know, 2 walls on either side, right? Which creates that steady, stable foundation. It's this energy again kind of showing up here of harmony and balance restored. So it could be that you come back into a state of getting your inner knowing and your mind, you knowing, like back on the same page. And then you know what you need to do. You know what steps you need to take. You know what you need to let go of. You know where you're heading next. You know what's coming in for you and where it's taking you. Okay? And that's a peaceful state to be in. You know, once we kind of wrangle the head and the heart back into place and get them like together and go, okay, what are we doing? And you get agreement between the two, it's a lot easier to proceed. It's so much easier than to know what you need to do and to know those next steps. And sometimes we just have to take that time for ourselves to really weigh it out, right? To really let it come into peace and come into balance. And in some cases, that means you got to wrestle through it, right? Whether that's internally or maybe even, you know, some family members trying to kind of, you know, argue it out or fight it out, duke it out, so to speak, and to come to a place of, you know, agreement or come to some kind of resolution here. But either way, I do feel like there is resolution, and I ultimately think it's going to be positive. You know, ultimately, we have a lot of angelic energy, but we also have the world, which is a positive completion, cycle completion card. We have karma closing out here. We have success, victory with the 6 of Wands, being able to move forward with the Chariot, okay? Queen of Swords, who's in, you know, she's owning, you know, her ability to put an end to this. Somebody, you know, Queen of Swords is powerful, you know? So somebody might be really finding their voice. Again, throat chakra, right? Queen of Swords, so swords is communication as well. So it could be like really needing to speak a truth that helps you overcome a karmic cycle and break something free, break something open for, you know, once and for all, so that you can move on. But ultimately, my Cancers, you guys are going to get free of whatever this is that has been weighing you down and stressing you out. I wish you guys the best. I'll be back in a few weeks with some more messages. Take care. Bye.